All right, we're back with another Money Origami Originals. I got one more diamond crystal. This time it's the Tetrahedron, four-sided box, four triangles make up the sides. There's lots of different ways to fold this, and you can make it lots of different sizes. Now, let's see. This was the first one, and then I'm not sure which one I made after that. But I just made that one last, and it doesn't stay together that great. And the biggest one, which is pretty cool really, but one of the sides has to have an overlap. It stays together all right though. So you can make that one. Yeah, this one I just thought I'd focus on trying to get the pyramid in the middle, but it's about the same as that one almost. It's a little bit more in the middle. You can make it where it's right in the middle, actually, with this one. And then in this one I just thought, it's a little bit too small, and there's a whole extra piece wasted on the inside, but that helps it stay together really good. Well, I meant this one. And that one's pretty nice. And then this one I try to get rid of the trim, the border, which I did. But what we're going to do, and this one, it's pretty cool. I mean, this one, the very first one, so you can flip it up this way, have the inscription, or if different guests come over, you can turn it this way. Now these are not actually pyramids. They're tetrahedron, four-sided box. We're going to make this one because I folded this one with a lousy dollar. Plus, I really like the way it stays together. So, and maybe later on in the video we'll show some of the other ones. So let's pop this one apart. And check out the first fold. Okay. So you fold the bottom edge in right at that little white line. So that little line right there, fold that like that. Get it nice and straight and crease that down. The reason why I wanted to do this one more is because the octahedron, the dodecahedron, the cube, and this one, the tetrahedron, is the most common diamond crystals, gems in the rough. And so now we've made them all except the cube, which I'm not really planning on doing right now. So, but these are diamond crystal ornaments. So you have your bottom edge folded in, and then just to make the pinch only where you need it, fold over from this point over to about the middle, and then that tells you where to make your pinch. So right there, right at the edge of the circle, fold the paper in half, the dollar, and then just pinch right there at the edge of the circle for a marker. Right there. Then you fold the point into the mark at the center line, making a point here. And if the bill was just a little longer, we could make this one fit. Actually, there might be a way to do it, but that'll take some research. Might actually have a good way to do it. It's possible. But tonight, this is the only one that's possible, really. Alright, so it's just like the equilateral triangle fold, except we don't really want to make the creases bigger than they have to be by folding on. You can do it on this one. There's a raw edge. It's not a bulky crease. So you can make that one using that raw edge as your guide and this creased edge to the raw edge on top. But to get it sharper, we're going to do just a little bit different on the other folds, which is, see, now this one goes that way. But what we're going to do is fold it into this crease instead of over top. And hopefully that makes the points a little bit sharper. And now you got that crease for your next one, which the raw edge goes this way into that crease, see? And then you make a nice sharp point here. Now this is just kind of a flimsy dollar because I already spent a lot of money on this model, which is true. And time. But I did set out to fold it, and it did come out to one the first time. I thought, how can I make 4 triangles? And I was like, well, you got to narrow the paper. Then 4 will fit across smaller triangles. But that's just a little bit too small. But I still like this one a lot. But this one has a more proportional shape to the other diamond crystal ornaments. So it's the one. Now this one really is. So I might have to work on that part. See if we can fit. But actually I don't think you can without an overlapping edge. Alright, so there we go on that. Well, sometimes these things happen on these symmetrical models. And we were really supposed to fold this point into the center. If you wanted the, see, if we would have folded the top point in, then we would have had the triangle pyramid thing facing up. But no matter really. Now this excess corner, you fold it down at the raw edge. And it's really a pretty easy origami. Now you fold this creased edge up to this one. And that becomes our little locking mechanism. Those 2 little pieces there. So now you bring it around together, and this flap tucks in here. Except this one's the one that needs to not be folded all the way over, and leave this one folded all the way in. and then you tuck it in there, and you tuck that in. It's folded in just a tiny bit too much on this locking part. So just back it off a little bit. This time I'm putting that side in like that. Yeah, well, it's not the most awesome fold, but now you know not to fold that in quite so far. Now I know. But we made this one this afternoon, and they didn't do the video till 8:20 this evening because, you know, I was trying to make it cooler with all these other ones. But then just make the points even. Give them a little pinch. It's a little bit structurally weak. Darn it. The lock worked way better on this one. It's the same thing though. Ah, that point's on the inside. Down at the bottom. Yeah. These things always run long, don't they? The extra long origami channel. Eh. So it's all turned around on me. You gotta fold this little tiny part in underneath. That was the only difference. But it makes a difference. I played with a lot of different little adjustments to it. So, since that one's kind of cruddy, let's do another one. Now these two, I folded up a little bit on the bottom and a little on the top. So I just did the border, and then this one closes okay, but it's not that great on one corner unless you make it stick out in front, which we could do with this little tiny bit. You know, we could manipulate that stuff and get it to be like that, which might be pretty darn cool. So that one's pretty cool. I just have to take it apart, tuck that in. And now it has a little ledge to sit in. Hang on. So, hey, that makes that one pretty cool. Kind of like that one better now. Yeah, that's pretty cool. See, this one, this is the biggest one. I just folded in the border. Oh, did I already show that? See, and you don't want that sticking out in front, do you? And then there's a big hole. So this had to tuck in. So you could hook this in there. It covers up the hole. And then that was the one we made in this video right now. And then this one I folded up. I made it into thirds, and then I folded these sides into the 1/3 line. And then it has a cleaner look, but it doesn't have an easy way to make it stay together. Unless I could revise it and apply this trick that I just learned by showing you. See, and that's how you come up with new stuff, is by playing around with these. See, these have an extra part that's wasted. And yeah, I guess you could manipulate that to get it to tuck in there. See. And then at the top, you just have to tuck that part in there. And I guess you could manipulate this side to get it to tuck over this part. And that would be one tricky thing to get together. But that would make that one pretty cool. But the original one, which is really pretty easy, this is the easiest one. It stays together the best, really. So let's go over that. You just fold up the bill to the bottom of the serial number. And then you don't even have to fold in half, because this should be half right at this raw edge. Then you fold the corner in to match the raw edge, making a point here. And you do those folds just the same. Except, see, now you want to open it up and make them with that technique I showed you, where you fold them into the edge of the previous crease, not over it. Not over it like that, because it stretches, it makes it where the points are not as sharp. So after you get that one, you open this up, and then the next one folds to that line. And then on the last one, you can fold this raw edge to that line. But I just folded it over the edge of the bill. And then you open it up, and you put these two excess triangles on the inside, and you fold that up. And the reason is now you're going to tuck this bottom edge into this slot right here. And if you want it to be super tight, you get this to go around the corner right here. See, we had it doing that. And then if I would have folded it more precision, it would go in there all the way. But this one stays together pretty tight. Alright, so there, that was kind of like sharing the design process. And we did come up with a new cool modification. So might work on this some other time. But for now, that's the video. So this one actually does stay together the best. Tetrahedron diamond crystal ornament. And that one will just hang up too. Alright, take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.